World Cup 2026 is already failing, according to this channel. And no, it's not a reaction to an AI video. This is a real person. He's also put in the comments down below of his own video that FIFA have tried to strike his video. FIFA, man. Let us breathe, bro. Now, we're going to try to react to this. We're going to see what's up. Hopefully, we can get this posted. We're starting off with the nice, what was it? FIFA Peace Prize winner on the left. And the ever so uncorrupt Gianni Infantino on the right, who's supposed to be actually making, by the way, a football game in coordination with, I think, FIFA that's going to kill FC. Apparently, Gianni's behind all this, so we'll see what he delivers there. But anyways, guys, I don't know if this is going to go up on a double upload. We did a video about World Cup hot takes. We're going to react to this. We did a reaction video the other day. Did very well. You guys really liked it. And you know what? Whenever something's catching my attention, it's not too often, because I got a short attention span, I want to watch it with you guys. So hopefully we can get this up and let's get into it.
Doesn't feel the same anymore. In the past, this competition was a celebration of football where fans across the world got together to watch the most entertaining tournament. But this year, it's different. There is no hype, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. It's hard to care when even the official song is trash, ticket prices are a scam, and the new rules are ruining the beautiful game. Everything indicates to a massive disappointment, but in this video, we are going to look over the 5 reasons why the World Cup has fallen off so hard, starting with ticket prices. This is arguably the worst part about this World Cup, and for you to understand how bad the ticket prices actually are, here are the tickets cost for the 2022 World Cup. You had to pay $1,600 to watch Lionel Messi against Mbappe in what was one of the best matches in football history. Of course, it was the World Cup final, and with $1,600 you would get a premium category 1 ticket. Here is where you would watch the match from. And yes, it's not cheap. But this is for the most viewed sporting event in history, and you get to witness it from the best possible seats. Now, what about the 2026 World Cup? Well, prices may vary depending on the source, but from what I found, the cheapest possible ticket you can get for the final is $4,100.
Listen. First of all, $1,600 to go to a World Cup final where Messi's playing and sit in that tier 1 section. I know he tried to backtrack because he doesn't want the comments cooking him. That is cheap as chips, bro. Okay? I'm not disconnected or anything. Sporting events generally in America, I mean, that is like unheard of. And he's going to say, I think, $4,100 for the final here. The difference, though, realistically, and again, the ticket prices are out of control. If you guys haven't even seen recently, what's been happening actually is they're dropping now. They tried to keep them up so much, and now they haven't been able to sell all the stadiums because they invited a lot of extra teams that maybe don't have as large of followings. They're not filling all the stadiums for these games. So now the prices are dropping a lot because they try to keep them so high for so long. But let me say this, $1,600, that's true, it's cheap, but you had to go all the way to Qatar. Right? And so when you're in America, this is the biggest marketplace, the biggest business area. It's to be expected, unfortunately. I'm not saying it's right, but if you were to go to sporting events in America, guys, I mean, I saw some guy tweet the other day about he was going to, I think, what, a Champions League semifinal and sitting like in the hundreds for like €170. I was like, dude, that's happening in America, and football is the most common here, is like the #1 sport. That's costing you in the thousands. It's just what America is, and I don't think there's any escaping it. That's the unfortunate truth. Just saying. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying a lot of it does have to do with location, advertising costs, business. I really believe that.
$100. This is where you would watch the match from, and if you wanted a category,
it would be like $20K to sit here, 100%.
1 ticket, you would have to pay $8,680
for the final.
for a
I thought
game
it would be
of
more,
football.
to be honest.
7 times more expensive than the 2022 tickets for the same experience.
Yeah.
But it's not only the final that has outrageous prices, because in 2022 for a simple group stage match, you would have paid around $70. In 2026, the cheapest ticket I could find is $165, and that is for a low demand game.
Wow, he said the prices have actually increased. See, I thought they were dropping because they couldn't sell tickets. Maybe they dropped and then they went up, but yeah, I mean, you're not going to find a game to go to for $70 here. There's just no way. I mean, it's just no way. I mean, it sucks. I mean, guys, I'll be honest. I went to go when I watched Argentina play Chile in Copa America, I paid $1,500 to sit in the 100s, and I went with 4 people, so I spent $6,000 to go to that game. 6,000 to go watch Messi live. It's just, it is what it is in America. It just, unfortunately, people get priced out, and I don't know what's the solution. You know, is FIFA being greedy? Yes. I think if they made the prices of Qatar in America at these stadiums, I don't even think the tickets would be available to anybody, and the resale would end up going all the way up anyways. That's just my thoughts. I don't know for sure. I'm not, a specialist in this, but
Ivory Coast against Curaçao. But if you wanted to watch a high-demand game like the US against Paraguay, the cheapest ticket would cost $767
so
on
much money, bro.
Viagogo. However, this isn't only about ticket prices being so expensive. It's also about FIFA betraying the fans. You see, in 2018, when the North American committee submitted its bid, they made a promise of group stage tickets being at a minimum of $21 as a way to create a People's World Cup, a tournament for everybody. And it's safe to say they betrayed everyone.
Yeah.
Now, FIFA are a corrupt and greedy organization. They are the main reason why ticket prices are so high, and it boils down to these 4 features. I'll explain it in the simplest and quickest way possible. 1. Dynamic pricing. Usually, tickets have a set price based on categories and stage, so naturally, a World Cup final ticket will cost more than a group stage one. With dynamic pricing, ticket costs increase in real time if a match is highly demanded. So initial prices can surge once the system detects buyer interest. So the more fans are interested in watching a match, the higher the ticket prices will be, no matter the stage or category. 2. The resale market. FIFA created their own resale platform that has no limit on ticket prices, so sellers can list tickets way above their value. Also, FIFA now charges the seller and buyer with 15% on both sides.
God.
So the seller takes home less and the buyer pays more.
Oh
So
my
for them to
God.
be profitable, they have to increase the price. 3. High demand.
I talked about this with some of my European viewers. We have these like fees in America. I don't know if you guys have those. It's like the biggest scam ever. Like you could pay $1,000 for a ticket and the fees are $500 on top of that. So you pay $1,500. I don't know if you guys have fees in these other countries. It's a joke how insane of a scam that is.
And the World Cup is now a bigger event than before, and with more national teams competing, there are more fan bases buying tickets, which creates a higher demand and naturally more expensive tickets. And finally, 4. The hosts. This World Cup is hosted by 3 different countries: Mexico, the US and Canada. Countries with many tourists and high travel costs and consequently with high ticket prices. But how much would it really cost to attend the 2026 World Cup game if you include all the fees? Well, BBC made a report in which they analyzed how much would it cost for England fans to watch their national team during the group stage. So for travel and hotels, a couple would have to pay £5,791, and for free games, £4,000, 3,500 for the resale prices and 524 in fees. So overall, a couple would have to pay £12,000 or £6,400
Dude.
per person, if we assume that they will
Guys, people ask me like, are you gonna go to the games in your home country? This is why I say no, bro. And you guys know it's no secret. Like I make good money. This is why I'm not even going, bro, because I can't justify it. Unless I get free tickets, I'm not going, bro. Look at this. Look at this on your screen, bro. It's pounds as well, not even dollars.
spend £3,000 in survival costs,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness,
realistic
bro.
in the US. That's 14 nights including all the fees. It's already looking like a disaster, but wait until you hear about the second reason. New format. The tournament very intense and unforgiving. But now a new format of 48 teams has been adopted, and after the group stages, 32 teams will still play in the World Cup, reaching the newly created round of 32. A team could qualify just by winning once or even drawing twice, but more teams can also lead to more matches between high-tier teams and low-tier teams, where haram ball will be used for 90 minutes. Imagine buying a $1,000 ticket just to see Uzbekistan have one shot on target, and that's because of a penalty. Also, the more games we will watch, the less special they will become, and with players already being tired after a a long season, I can only imagine the quality of the game dropping. Don't forget that the Champions League also adopted a new format, which increased the group stage games for one team from 6 to 8. And now the World Cup went from a 7 games tournament to 8 games. But the worst part is that we all know why FIFA did it. In case you haven't guessed yet, they did it for money. For FIFA, 48 teams instead of 32 means 40 extra matches, which will increase the revenue. It feels like everything is about money now, and the moment everyone realized just how much cash football can generate, they decided to milk the sport. More and more games, more teams, more competitions, more tournaments, everything is done for money, and as a football fan, it saddens me. Like, this sport isn't about equality, quality of the matches and passion anymore. It's all about money.
Yep.
A perspective which leads us directly to the third reason, loss of identity. I made several shorts about the new World Cup looking and feeling soulless, because in all honesty, it is soulless. The most popular part about the new World Cup is the song, not because it is good, but because it's so terrible. Everyone heard Lighter, and the general opinion is that it sounds like an AI song, or that it should be used as a commercial music for Gillette or Ford. This nigga is trash. And when the lyrics are, never felt this free before, I'm high and I'm getting higher, chains don't rattle no more, good lord, I'm feeling lighter. You can really understand it. A World Cup song is supposed to represent the culture of the hosting nation. But how do you do that when 3 countries are the hosts at the same time? In contrast, Waka Waka truly represented South Africa and the African continent. The lyrics, Zamina Zamina Zangalewa, aren't nation and its
World
values.
Cup was so good,
Lighter,
man. Life
it's
was
not
so
about
good in 2010.
US, not about Mexico, and not even about Canada. It's a safe commercial song, and that's about it. But it's not only the song that is terrible. The logo also looks like it was designed by a 4-year-old. 2026, the FIFA logo, and the World Cup trophy. That's it. That's the logo. And now compare it to the beautiful 2010 logo or the colorful logo in 2014 or even the 2022 one. All of these express something, they have a meaning. The 2014 logo is made from 3 hands holding the trophy, representing unity and welcome with the hands helping each other, while the colors symbolize Brazil and its flag. While the 2018 World Cup logo had multiple hidden meanings. The dark blue section with stars represent Russia's achievements in space exploration, while the entire figure of the trophy represents Russia's national symbols, traditional Matryoshka dolls and the famous Russian decorative art, Fabergé eggs. There is history behind every element. And now, the 2026 World Cup logo. Bland, minimalist, it literally represents nothing. And don't even get me started on the 2026 World Cup intro. It is just as bad. Okay, we talked about the cultural aspect. Now, let's move on to the fourth reason, logistical problems. Now, I don't want to get political and talk about Trump's policies or the global
Every time somebody says, I don't want to get political, they get political.
situation. I will try to focus as much as possible on football, and here is the situation. To enter US soil as a foreigner, you must have a visa, and the problem is that visa issuance is suspended or restricted for nationals of 39 specific countries, and no exceptions were made for fans. So millions of fans won't be able to even get to the United States. Even if they have bought tickets, their access will still be denied.
That's
Many
crazy.
teams will literally have no supporters. But there is more. When Qatar or Germany hosted the World Cup, fans could easily take trains between the cities, as they are both compact nations. But when the tournament takes place on the entire North American continent, supporters will be forced to take flights to get from one state to another. They don't have access to cheap local.
I mean, dude, that's why they say the states are low-key like countries. Like, you go a couple states, it feels like a different country, bro. It's very, like, on the outside, it's huge. And then you throw in Mexico and Canada, bro. Like, oh my God.
travel anymore.
That was a flaw with Russia, by the way. That there was squads that had to fly like 10 hours to each game. Imagine the fans.
Also add the crazy ticket prices on top and you get a recipe for football fans who feel used for money and betrayed. And it only gets worse from here, as the fifth and final reason is burnout. We already talked about footballers playing too many games, but to truly understand the extent of this problem, here is the calendar the players had for the past 2 years. Expanded Champions League, which added 2 more fixtures per team, and now you take these tired footballers, many of them suffering from injuries, and force them to play 39 days in another tournament. Also, just look at how many players might miss the tournament entirely because of injuries. It is inevitable for the quality of football to drop when players are so tired. And again, don't forget that this World Cup will feature 48 teams, not 32. Don't be surprised if teams will look sluggish in their press or slow. Okay, we listed every reason why this World Cup will be a disaster, and after doing my research, I'm even more convinced that this will turn out badly. But the most concerning thing is that football might only get worse from here. FIFA are trying to appeal to more and more people. They are trying to be safe, to build a growing tendency to try and appeal to everybody nowadays. And not only in football, in gaming, in music, even on YouTube. You start seeing less and less unique creators who have that edge to them that may not make them universally liked, but they are loved by the ones who follow them. We watched football because of how close one goal brought us, because of how entertaining it is, those 64 matches per day or artists. I couldn't care less about artists performing at the World Cup, and I would rather watch less matches but more special ones. Things that are rare are more valuable, and that's what truly matters. Again, when you try to make everybody like you, you lose the thing that made a few truly love you.
Damn. Bro, this guy's dropped. Hey, that's my video this morning. That was a very good video. That was a very good, very good video. Damn. You lose the things that made people love you. Damn, bro. He low-key cooked FIFA. That's why they're copyright striking his video, but damn, I feel like he has a lot of points. I feel like a lot of the things I mean, I don't think anything he said was wrong. And I guess I'm just going into it hoping it's a good World Cup. But, I mean, you add in the fact that I think the way that people think about our country outside of our country, like I personally love living in America, but obviously some of the things he talked about, these are real things, real issues. And you know, I think as a whole, like we as a country haven't had a good reputation for a while now. 10 years. I mean, this is like, again, put politics and everything out of the window. Like, this is like the entertainment business, like mogul, like of the world, like America. Like, that's what a lot of America, obviously you've got your hardworking and all that, but like, you know, and you have that in any country, but man, the amount of like celebritizing that America does is wild, right? So anytime there's like going to be like a World Cup, every investor, every guy who wants to influence with money, the amount of billionaires that live here are going to want to influence. And, you know, not even just that with the multiple countries not having an identity. He made some really good points about the logos. I think another good point is like, I think FIFA now is continuing to try to do this in the future. If you look at the next couple World Cups, I saw the next one, they're going to like have it, what is it, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, but then they're going to play some games in like, what was it, Argentina or Brazil or Colombia? I was like, what on earth is going on? So those days might be gone. And he made a good point about gaming and music and those things too. You know, because there's always this group that's saying like, oh, well, are we just getting old? And like, no, I think he's got really good points that like, no, these things are really changing. And it's not just you and me that feel this way. So great video, man. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to this guy. We're going to link his channel. Very nice video. Well done. Hopefully it's a lot better, the World Cup 2026, than what his video suggested it might be.